My name's Alek Ross. I'm Head of Sports Science and First Team Fitness Coach at Southampton FC.
How long have you been using Healthspan Elite and why would you recommend their products to our players?
So we've been official partners with Healthspan Elite for over 8 years now, and even prior to that we did use their products as part of our support for players here. They directly impact on some of our performance issues and questions, so some of their products are directly related to how we train and how we play to enhance performance. They've got a variety of products that support that, which is good when you've got players from a variety of backgrounds that have specific needs. All the products are informed sport, which is obviously really important for us in terms of a drug awareness perspective. So we know that the products that we're giving to our players are obviously really good, and they're being used and supported by other elite teams across various sports across the world.
What stood out about their range?
So the products that have stood out in their range, initially we had a more of a focus on some of the minerals and vitamins, some are from a health perspective. So a lot of our nutrition support is based firstly initially on health and then performance. So that first building block of health, they have the omega-3s, the probiotics and the multivitamins were a part and still part 9 years later of everyone's day-to-day process and practices within the club. And then since then we've had more of a performance aspect and use alongside, so whether that be protein as part of our recovery, whether that be turmeric products as part of recovery and for health during the winter. We've used a variety of products that I'd say have supported either health, performance, recovery and injury and illness.
What would you recommend players to consume during half-time?
So at half-time we have 3 primary Healthspan Elite products that we will use. The first priority at half-time is hydration or rehydration. So we use the Active Hydrate product in order to accelerate that, because we only have a short period of time to rehydrate as much as possible. Secondary to that, we use Healthspan Elite energy gels in order to top up our energy levels in terms of carbohydrate, glycogen stores. And then the third one is the Caffeine Gum, so we'll use that to heighten our alertness and potentially increase and improve our decision making in the second half of a game.
When would you give the players the Healthspan Elite energy gels and why?
So we use the Healthspan Elite energy gels quite frequently. Primary reason the product design and makeup is really good. And also the taste is really good. We use it on a day-to-day basis, particularly around heavy training days. So when we have light training days, we tend to use them less, but heavy training days, we definitely use them. On a match day, all players will have one prior to kick-off. They'll all have one at half-time, and we try, if we can, to get one into them around about 60-70 minutes in the second half of the game as well, just to maintain energy production within the players.
So when would you give the players the Caffeine Gum and why?
So we use caffeine on training and match days, specifically around hard training days, immediately prior to, and then sometimes during sessions as well. Caffeine is well linked with an increase in decision making and attentional control. So sometimes around night games that's important positionally. It might be more beneficial for goalkeepers. So yeah, we use it on a range of points throughout our training and playing week.
What advice would you give an amateur player wanting to begin supplement?
So I'd recommend any amateur athlete to start with health first. So anything that's going to promote health is important, because without that you're not going to be able to perform. So I strongly recommend the use of omega-3s, probiotics and multivitamins to make sure that your gut is healthy, you're healthy, and also to try and prevent yourself from getting ill. All those products are available via Healthspan Elite.
The women's first team has moved to a full-time programme this season. Can you tell us a bit about how the sports science team has supported that and what Healthspan Elite's role was within that as well?
Yeah, so it's quite a big change from being part-time to full-time. So the sports science team have obviously in kind done that, so there's a lot more attention to detail. The programming and contact time has increased. It's also allowed the players to get more access to support, whether that be via strength and conditioning, whether that be more coaching, more performance analysis, and obviously more assistance with the nutrition. Healthspan Elite have been really important in that. It's really good that they've fully supported that change and transition from part-time to full-time. It's a really difficult transition to make. It's a lot of requirements for health and performance, and obviously to use their products in order to support that has been really impressive in the first instance, and also really useful for how they've progressed through the year.